Hey, good morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. A little bit going on in weather, but I got to tell you, it looks like Old Man Winter taking a break. I almost got out the Hawaiian shirt because we got temperatures in the 40s in a lot of places today. And you'll see as we go through the extended forecast, there's still some winter weather, don't get me wrong, but it looks like the deep Arctic cold has really backed off. So we'll watch for a Friday late afternoon, evening, about 3-4 hours snow along I-94 from Jackson to Ann Arbor to Detroit, kind of about a 20-mile wide axis either side of that. And then we'll look into next week and some warmer temperatures on the way. So here we go. The storm system that we're watching for late Friday, or for really tonight and Friday, but it's rain tonight. Rain across the southern half of lower Michigan because it'll be so mild overnight tonight. And that's coming out of the southwest. That's always the type of storm that we watch. And at this time of the year, normally it would have a well-developed snow shield on the north side of it where we would be, but it's just turned really, really mild. So here's the radar forecast of the model that I like in this situation. Note that there are many models to always look at, and does your phone app choose the right model, or does it just go with, say, the one main U.S. model called the GFS, which is, quite frankly, to not have a better way to say it, garbage in a lot of situations, or does it pick the right one? So this is today, and we should be fairly dry. We got a little bit of light snow across northeast, lower eastern UP this morning, but if you have to travel today, this is this afternoon, you should be very good, very safe on traveling as far as winter roads go. Now, through the night tonight, the rain showers, not freezing rain, rain showers start to shift into the southern part of the state. Spotty, fairly light. This is 2 in the morning, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you're thinking, oh, rain forecast overnight, I got to drive in the morning. Temperature should be 35 to 38 degrees overnight after daytime temperatures in the 40s. Now, this is Friday morning. Okay, so this is noon. You see the purple in there. You say, uh-oh, what's going on there? We can have some sleet mix in on the northern edge of that, still above freezing until about 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the Saginaw-Flint area. Grand Rapids, you're just on the edge of the precipitation. Jim Slobodnik, yeah, what is that yellow ball in the sky? We don't get to see that much. Okay, so this is 4 o'clock, this is 5 o'clock, and that's kind of the time I have targeted for the changeover from rain to snow around the Detroit area, around Ann Arbor, maybe even back to Kalamazoo. It'll be wet, and then here's 6 o'clock, 7, and 8 o'clock. So what that says is in the evening tomorrow, it starts to turn snowy. Jackson, Kalamazoo, you might get it for an hour or two, but Jackson, Ann Arbor, Detroit, and the far southeast, you get it for about 3 or 4 hours. This is 9 o'clock. And 10 o'clock, it's almost over. And I like the timing of this kind of model on this situation. So, it's about a 3-4 hour burst of some light to moderate snow in the southeast. So you can get some slick roads tomorrow evening, kind of sneaky. And then as we go into Saturday, again, it looks like fairly good travel conditions. So how much snowfall out of this? Well, I would call it 1 to 2 inches from Kalamazoo to Jackson to Ann Arbor to the Detroit area. Oakland County, maybe an inch or so. So certainly not a snowstorm, just a period where you'd say, hey, what's going on? It's getting kind of on the slick side out here, and that would be tomorrow evening. Okay, now we look into the future, And you'll see some ridges, high pressure ridges developing, and that means warmer temperatures. So this is, as we go into the weekend, here's Sunday. See the little bend in the jet stream? That's a weak storm system coming through. And then a storm drops into the western part of the country and blows a ridge up over us. Not a real well-defined ridge, but you might see me in a tropical shirt next week at some point. Cold air is still there, cold air, and you can see that as we get out into maybe next weekend or the following week, we get a burst of some cold air. But overall, the pattern is trying to evolve to a southwesterly flow. It could take a couple of weeks, and we need that to bust into our drought. That's the kind of flow we would need to get half-inch to inch moisture, either in the form of snow or sleet or freezing rain or all of them as we get into second half of February and into March. But we will need juiced up storm systems really to cut into the drought. Here is the weekend snowfall on Sunday. 1 or 2 inches in the far north and 2 to 4 across the UP. So at this time of the year, that really is a pretty slim pickings on snowfall. All right, now look at these temperatures. So today we make it to 40 from Charlevoix southward, Traverse City 40, Saginaw, Flint, Bay City, Midland 41 to 44, Jackson maybe 48. Hey, good morning, Paula Eckert. You are welcome. Peter Suba, good morning. Thanks for watching. David Abraham Landscape Group. All right, good. Boy, landscapers have a changing business model, going from snow to more landscaping, irrigation, all that kind of stuff with the changing weather. Okay, so here's Friday. We make it to the mid-30s on Friday. Saturday, a little bit colder, and the farther north you go, the colder it will be. So it'll be cold in Gaylord and in Charlevoix and in Traverse City in the teens and 20s. But then you get to Saginaw and Grand Rapids, 28-ish, and then you get to the southern border, about 32. Right back to the 40s on Sunday for the southern half of the state. Maybe 50 degrees along the border. Monday, big temperature contrast, near 40 in the south, teens in the north, and we can see that kind of pattern. So that's to say that winter is not done. Look at this, though. As I showed you the ridge blow up in the middle part of next week, we may have some 50s. This model can go a little bit crazy, but if that ridge does blow up, and since we don't have much snow on the ground, 50 is certainly possible. And we typically have a day or two like that in February. So we may have quite a mild day or two coming up. And then it's typically followed by colder air. And as we get into next weekend, we're back to the 20s and teens for a couple of days. But we're starting to get to the point, at this point, we're out at February 13th. And the deep, deep cold lets up usually after a couple of days. So what we have going on is, what I would call a gradual pattern change. We obviously were in a pretty polar flow early January through most of January. Now the cold air is backing up and we're going to a more of a southwesterly flow. Again, much needed because we are still in severe drought in a lot of places in Michigan. You can kind of see this with the upper air flow off of the European, off of its ensemble forecast. Watch as we go out 16 days. So there's our little storm system for Friday. Here's our ridge blowing up next week that could bring us 50 degrees. Hey, good morning, Adam Paviglio and Lisa Rhodes. Thanks for watching. And David Johnson and Brenda Johnson, good morning to you. So this is Wednesday and Thursday of next week, and What you'll notice is we do flirt with wintry cold. Nothing that looks super Arctic. And there we're out at February 14th. It's not any sort of distinctive flow other than it would have a little more moisture and it wouldn't be, really cold. Probably could run above normal. That's what I'm starting to see is the extendeds starting to shade a little bit warmer than normal. These are the surface temperature anomaly forecasts. So we're into this weekend. Now we go into, let's go to the middle of next week, Wednesday and Thursday, and we warm up more than normal, especially in the southern part of the state. And then as we go into mid-February, this model continues to ooze in some slightly colder than normal air. In other words, kind of quiet coming up here. We'll take that, right? Sometimes in winter. So there you have it. Enjoy the 40-degree day today. Maybe if you still have some ice somewhere on the back porch, you can let Mother Nature take care of it for you, and you don't have to worry about falling on your you-know-what. So I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. We'll continue to highlight that Ann Arbor, Detroit, 3-hour burst of snowfall tomorrow evening. It's probably just a transient thing. Be careful if you have some travel plans at that point. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. Have yourselves a great day.